is a delayed special recorded edition of the Jessica Benson Show, not with CJ Hurt this morning, but with John Roser as he fills in for CJ. We had some technical difficulties, but that's okay, that's all right. That's the magic of technology. We have Mike Wallace, as we do every Tuesday. No better time to catch up on the Grizzlies preseason. They've been off last night, tonight. They will be back in business tomorrow when they take on the Hornets in Greensboro. But Mike Wallace, how are you doing this fine Tuesday?
Not too well. Not too well, man. I had a rough one last night. John Roser knows exactly what I'm talking about. You know, my Commanders didn't do it. They fumbled the ball away, two
Literally.
turnovers in the red zone, and then gave it up when we had a chance to run out the clock in the fourth quarter. Just a lousy performance against a Bears team that we should have beaten, man. So
It's the worst when you do that. It's the worst when you just. We had one against the Jags a couple weeks ago. We turned it over 4 times. It's the worst when you feel like you just give a game away.
You just gave it away. Just maturity, professional maturity, and that's the year 2 step. You know, the Commanders were hoping to take with Daniels and you know, again, just ball security, man. He could not hold the ball or protect the ball at all yesterday, and it was costly at a time when you get a win last night. And Jessica, I know we're gonna get to the Grizzlies in a second.
Oh, you're fine.
You get a win last night, and you put, because the Eagles are slipping. That division is up for grabs right now.
It is.
Only one NFC East team won this week.
Right.
And it was the New York Giants.
The Giants and the Cowboys are basically trash. The Eagles are slipping. This was the time right now for the Commanders to move in control, tie the Eagles in this column with still 2 games to go against those guys in the second half of the season. But look at what happened. After losing to the lousy Falcons 2 weeks ago, we doubled down on it by losing to the Bears last night.
And the Falcons looked good last night.
Falcons looked monstrous last night. And Roser got to watch Jake Moody kick a game-winning field goal in the rain in front of Deebo Samuel. You couldn't write NFL poetry better.
Yeah, Jake Moody is actually 4 of 5 on game-winning kicks in his career. It's the ones
everything in between.
It's everything in between. It doesn't go well.
Was it his first kick last night that got blocked?
First or second that got blocked, yeah.
How do you feel about Jake Moody?
I'm fine. Like, Eddie Pinheiro's been great for us.
Chris has changed his tune. At first, he was laughing when Jake Moody got that kick blocked. And then by the time the game ended and he got the game winner,
good for him.
I'm happy for Jake Moody.
Yeah, good for him.
I hope that he can find
He got
better
a walk-off
pastures
interview,
moving
too.
forward. He did get the walk-off interview. Disappointing for the Commanders. Mike, I can't call an 0 for preseason disappointing. Like, in good faith, I cannot be legitimate saying, it's been a disappointing preseason for the Grizzlies as they have yet to win a preseason game. However, it hasn't been the smoothest of preseasons, which can absolutely be by design. These are learning lab reps, and Tomas Isolo working with a team that has a lot of injuries right now, still trying to implement his system. What has been your overarching takeaway of this Grizzlies preseason?
That this has been a totally incomplete preseason, and everything that some of the things that you wish you could see, like you knew going into the preseason that Zach Edey wasn't going to be available. You knew that Jaren Jackson Jr. wasn't going to be available. What you hoped for was that, okay, at least Ja can get these guys, kind of acclimated and aligned, and we can see what it looks like with at least the backcourt guys, the wing guys, the new pieces in Kenny Caldwell-Pope and Ty Jerome alongside John Morant, and see if Scottie Pippen can emerge, and what's going to happen with G.G. Jackson, Santi Aldamas coming off of the new contract. And every step of the way, with the exception of, Kenny Caldwell-Pope, it's been sort of a incomplete to a letdown, and we haven't seen it. I think if the Grizzlies were 3-0 in the preseason right now, we would find a way to say, oh, it's encouraging. The building is happening. We're seeing some developments. But the fact that they're 0-3 and really have been down by, double digits easily in all 3 of those games with very little continuity, there's some signs of concern there. There certainly are, because now we got to roll into the regular season all of a sudden, again, trusting that this is going to work out if people can stay healthy. So we're asking a lot right now as an organization to going into this season. And, again, that's not an easy place to be, especially when you look. And I know I'm going a little long here, but when you look at some of these games, like, the other night, the Denver Nuggets and the LA Clippers were just in a dogfight all the way through that game. You saw both teams playing their primary people, for the most part, all the way through. You look across the league, you're seeing a lot more teams playing their primary rotations and trying to build something in the preseason. The Grizzlies haven't been able to do that for legitimate reasons. And now we have to play a guessing game to see what we're going to see going into the opening week.
Yeah, it feels like every night. And listen, I get that a lot of people don't pay attention to the preseason and are anti-preseason, and that's fine. As someone who has to follow it for the sake of my job, and I genuinely find some interest when it comes to the NBA preseason. It's like every night there's something that stands out around the NBA. A couple nights ago, it was Draymond Green yelling about the refs helping the Lakers, even though LeBron and Luka weren't on the court, but a game that was, highly competitive, to last night seeing more highlights of Victor Wembanyama look as if he is ready to take over the world in San Antonio. And it kind of re-emphasizes we haven't had a moment from this Grizzlies preseason. There's been a collective of takeaways, sure, but there hasn't been in 3 games one thing that you say, oh, that was the play of the Grizzlies preseason. It just hasn't happened.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't. And we don't have the luxury to take the preseason for granted. Like, there's no luxury there for the Grizzlies doing that, because why would they? You have a first-year coach who's in the preseason for the first time, implementing a system with both of his key pieces unable to play. You have a rookie that's struggling to find his way and realizing that there's a difficult step up from, where he was in college after playing just 6 games last year to where he needs to be as an NBA wing defender going up against the frontline guys in this league. And there's just, it's so many things that you can't be a total work in progress backing your way into the season. And that's a tough place to be in the Western Conference when, hey, Oklahoma City is going to be great. You know that. Denver is coming for it. I've never seen Nikola Jokic has won, 3 MVPs already? And the way that he's approaching this team and this season with what they have, I mean, he's on a mission this year. And then you go, both LA teams have something to play for. The Warriors don't want to punt on this season. They want to go all in one more time. And you just keep going down and down. And then you get to San Antonio. Dallas is going to be really good. Cooper Flag is the real deal. And when Kyrie comes back, that team is going to take another step as well, too. So where do you find yourself in the pecking order if you're the Grizzlies? You can't be a work in progress thinking that it's going to get better gradually throughout the season. You have to be able to do some things early in the season to keep yourself afloat.
What have you been most encouraged by?
I've been most encouraged by the veterans that we added. I've been most encouraged by Kenny Caldwell-Pope and Ty Jerome. You can easily see that Ty Jerome is going to be a fit. He's going to not be rattled by the situation. He's not going to be, overwhelmed by what he's asked to do. This is a guy coming from a 64-win Cleveland team where he had to find his way in a backcourt alongside Garland and Donovan Mitchell, right? So he knew that, he was going to have third pickings coming off the bench in that rotation, and sometimes fourth, depending on, what they were going to do on the wing as well, too, coming off the bench. So he was able to do. He looks good. He looks comfortable. He's a pick and roll guy. He knows how to get his shots. Kenny Caldwell-Pope knows how to play well in the mid range. He also is hitting the 3 ball. He's had 3 threes in each of the his 2 appearances. He's leading the defense. He's making plays on the ball and off the ball. You see those encouraging signs, and if you could put that alongside Ja Morant, you get Jalen Wells to continue to be Jalen Wells, and eventually Jaren returns to the fold and Zach Edey. You feel encouraged. It's just you're going to be a work in progress until you get to that point.
What do you need to see in the next 2 games? Because there are still 2 preseason games that remain. What would you like to see that would perhaps give a little more fortitude going into the regular season?
Some semblance of that defense that we heard about in training camp. In training camp, all the talk was, hey, we're so competitive, we're getting after it, guys are getting chippy, we're pressuring full court. There's a lot of turnovers, we're running, we're getting easy opportunities to score off of that. And then we get into the preseason, we don't see any of that, relatively little of that. We saw that in the very first stages of that first quarter against the Pistons. And then we hadn't seen it at all since, right? I don't see a lot of full court pressure where it's jump trapping and turning the ball over and dictating with defense. Speed kill. I hadn't seen speed kill yet. You know what I mean? And, speed kill only led to 2 fast break points against the Hawks, for the first 3 quarters of that game. So where are those things that we were told was a work in progress? And then granted, if you don't have Ja Morant, then you shift down a couple more gears in terms of speed kills, right? It's more like speed encourages more so than speed kills. But having said that,
when it's opportunistic, people who have speed.
Speed might be there. You know what I mean? From that standpoint.
Speed
But once he
is
gets back,
somewhere.
yeah, it takes another step once he gets back. And again, once he gets back, we're still saying those qualifiers as it relates to when the Grizzlies are going to get to their potential.
With the rest of the NBA preseason, is there anything you've seen from any team that has necessarily changed or sharpened your opinion about them?
I really think the Hawks are going to be good, and I think they're going to be good regardless of Trae Young. And I think if Trae Young can, rekindle what he had a couple of seasons ago when he guided that team to the Eastern Conference Finals, they have the pieces around them. They've reconstructed their roster in a major way. I still think they're one more big away from being completely complete, but the length that they have on the wings and the way that those guys are interchangeable. If Porzingis can stay healthy, that team is going to be a surprising team in the East. I truly believe that. In terms of the West, like I said, I I was watching that Clippers game against Denver, and even the guys that were sitting on the bench that really weren't involved, I'm like, damn, they got some depth, right?
Yeah.
Like John Collins is on the second row of the bench right now for the LA Clippers. Chris Paul is there. And I'm looking at John Collins and I'm like, okay, this dude will be starting for us at center or power forward. And we need that kind of player. And he's a luxury for the Clippers. Then I look over at the Denver bench and I'm like, oh yeah, they did get and keep Jonas Valanciunas. Like
Yeah.
we could absolutely use a Jonas
Jokic has a
Valanciunas
backup
right now.
center, right?
And he's a backup center. So the areas where the Grizzlies have questions, these other middle of the pack sort of top end Western Conference teams have an enormous amount of depth in those areas where the Grizzlies have some weaknesses. And I look at that depth and I'm like, okay, man, this is going to be a rough season. But I think if the Grizzlies can stay healthy, you get 65 out of Jaren and 65 out of Ja, you give yourself a fighting chance every night.
Also, the thing with both of those teams, like grown-ups, like veteran teams, they are real veteran-laden teams with, we saw even last year when we would play like a team like the Clippers, the team you just mentioned. I mean, they bullied us. They bullied us several times, especially in those games out there in LA. And you mentioned Chris Paul. I think people forget Chris Paul played all 82 games last year. All 82 games last year. So he's not the Chris Paul of 7 years ago, but still a veteran, can come off your bench, and he absolutely can set up an offense for you. And he will get you in the penalty. We know that.
Oh yeah. And just that depth. And again, even with a relatively healthy Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. coming down the stretch last year, we still had a hard time beating teams like that with winning records.
Yep.
So those teams only got stronger and deeper and top end heavy, right? So, hey man, let's get to the regular season and see where these guys are. Let's hurry up and see if we can get Edie back and give ourselves the best chance to do some things in this West.
Did you have an opportunity to see ESPN's ranking of the top trios for all 30 teams, Mike?
I did not.
There were some interesting ones in there, including the Grizzlies. I mean, I'll set the stage. Like, for example, the Houston Rockets, who they have in tier 4 of ascendant young teams, their top trio is Şengün, Reed Shepherd, and Amen Thompson. So, like, you're not including Kevin Durant in the ideation of the top trio for the Houston Rockets. I say that because when it pertained to the Grizzlies, who they put down in tier 7, and the tiered title is changing the course, they put Jaren Jackson Jr., Ja Morant, and Cedric Coward. And this was their reasoning. They said, here's all you need to know about the state of things in Memphis. Jackson is recovering from off-season surgery. Morant is now likely to miss the start of the season with an ankle sprain. Zach Edey is also recovering from off-season surgery. And both Jalen Wells, number 3 in last season's Rookie of the Year balloting, and Coward, whom Memphis leapt up in the draft to take at number 11 this past June, ended last season hurt. The Desmond Bane trade reconstituted the Grizzlies roster. Memphis subsequently placed a big bet on Coward, but this team can still only go as far as Morant and Jackson can take it. This is also another reminder of how fast things can change in the NBA, as it wasn't long ago that Morant, Jackson, and Bane was seen as one of the elite young cornerstone foundations in the league. What this told me is they really just see Memphis as a duo, and they had to throw in a third for the trio, but it does seem odd that they would go with Coward over an Edey.
And it also seemed odd that they would put they would omit Kevin Durant from Houston's
Right.
trio,
That's why
but
I said
include
that
John
first because
Morant.
I wanted to discuss how
Yeah.
weird
Inconsistent.
the
Yeah,
whole thing was. Yeah.
it's like at a certain point, man, you get weary of all these lists. Like, okay, you gave me the top 100, you gave me the position guys, you gave me the young and up and coming teams, but now you're just putting together a list for the sake of lists,
A
right?
list for
At
a
that
list.
point,
Yeah.
yeah, at that point, there's no way that I would not include Edie in that list, especially if you're talking about trios right now. You know what I mean? And Coward theoretically could be that, but what you see right now, I would say Zach Edey right now. If you had to bet on who would be in the NBA, 5 years from now, being a solid player, I would almost bet Zach Edey more than Cedric Coward, just because I still think Cedric has to actually put some film on tape, right? We know
Right.
Zach Edey, what he did last year as an all NBA first team rookie pick is probably going to be his floor. We know it. I mean, his ceiling might not be extremely high. He's never going to be Anthony Davis or Olajuwon, but he can be a solid, big man for a long time if he can stay healthy. But again, we have that other qualifier there. If he can stay healthy, which is something he miraculously did at Purdue
Right.
and has not been able to do in the opposite way in Memphis.
Are you headed to Greensboro?
I am headed to Greensboro. I'm actually headed to the arena. It's a great event. The Code Crew, Dream and Code Fall Break STEM Camp is coming up at FedEx Forum today, where several high school students and students across the city are coming in to learn about careers in STEM and what the Grizzlies do with STEM in their programs within the organization. So I get a chance to say a few words to the young people and get them going, man, and turn it back over to all the smart people who work for us to get the rest of it done.
Nice. I love Code Crew. I know if you're going to Greensboro, that means you're also going to Miami. So I hope you have a fun one day in Miami. From Miami
Oh, that
Mike
was a
back in
setup.
business.
That was a setup, Jess. That was a setup. You got me.
All right. We'll catch up with you later, Mike. Thanks for joining us.
All right, take care now.
Bye. That was Mike Wallace. You can find his latest up at grindcitymedia.com. We call him Miami Mike. He is Grind City Media senior editor. We will go ahead and take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll get into all the happenings around a very busy sports day yesterday. Doubleheader in Monday Night Football, doubleheader in MLB playoffs, and can College Game Day still come to Memphis? We'll get into it after a quick break.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Give me that!
Grizz Nation, don't foul out on dinner plans. Hit Sticks Express in downtown Memphis instead. Fresh hibachi, steak, shrimp, sushi tacos, and yes, our legendary sake slushy to keep things cool. Order online with code STIX901, STIX901, and knock 10% off your tab. It's the perfect pick and roll for game night. Sticks Express. Fast, fresh, always a slam dunk. And hey, come see us at our Collierville location too.
Welcome back. John Roser, the people don't even know what they missed from us this morning.
They don't.
We were spitting copy game. I don't even know what that means. Who uses a copy machine anymore? Ooh, the sun is bright.
The sun is bright. That is right on you, yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe I heard that our social media, they could see us on the program they used to do the clips. And they could hear us, so maybe if they wanted
I think that's how they're recording it right now.
Yeah, I wonder if they wanted to put out some of the
Behind the
outtakes.
curtain. Oh.
If they put out some of the outtakes.
Roser and Jessica's
What you
outtakes.
didn't see, but now you are seeing.
What you missed.
Yeah, what
Maybe
you
they could put
missed.
that going into our Mike Wallace
Yeah.
interview. Anyway, it was a crazy night last night. Before we get into all the happenings there, important updates on the potential for College Game Day coming to Memphis, because the city remains eager to find out if October 25th could see Memphis and South Florida hosting game day here in Memphis before their game. Admittedly, the second that time dropped yesterday, 11 a.m. kickoff, I said there's no way.
Right.
I said there's
My thoughts were there's no
way.
way, because they'd want to do it on Beale Street again, because that was the fight the first time. The University of Memphis wanted it at Tiger Lane, and ESPN wanted it on Beale Street. ESPN won out, and it looked amazing.
It's a TV show.
It's a TV show.
It's a hot take. Beale Street, more aesthetically pleasing than Tiger Lane with a mostly constructed but still under construction stadium behind it.
South Main would look better than that, too.
The Bass Pro Shop, the top of the pro. Like, why aren't we going to the top of the pyramid if we're really stretching our imagination here?
You know what? Why not just shut down the bridge? College game. Actually.
Don't get crazy.
Actually.
You heard it here first. John Roser says, shut down the bridge.
Actually, that would look cool.
You want to know what would look cool is the River Park.
Tom Lee?
Tom Lee.
Tom Lee would look awesome.
It would look awesome.
It would look really, really, because it looks awesome for music festivals and other events they have down there. So, of course, College Game Day would look cool.
The problem is if the game is at 11 and if game day really is still on the table, and that was the update last night, Athletic Director Ed Scott on Twitter was responding to the idea that game day is out of the question because of the 11 a.m. tip-off. And he said, kickoff. He said, we, as in Memphis, I'm adding the as in Memphis, are still under consideration. So despite the game, 11 a.m., Ed Scott says Memphis is still under consideration.
All right, so
and wait, real fast, because earlier in the day we heard from American Commissioner Tim Pernetti, who's at American Media Days for basketball. He said he was crossing every finger and saying every prayer to make it happen, and said the conference has been talking to ESPN about this game and reiterated that ESPN is one of their partners. So you try to work with your partners to, shine the best and brightest light on your league. So they're still trying. So you're saying there's a chance.
Okay, I've got this figured out.
Okay.
This is going to be a gut punch.
Okay.
But this is my guess.
I know. No. Can we say it at the same time? Where do you think they're going?
1, 2, 3.
North
Nashville.
Dakota State, South Dakota State.
Nashville.
Oh.
If Missouri beats Auburn and Vanderbilt beats LSU, that'll be 2 6-1 ranked teams, and they'd go to Nashville.
I think they'll use their FCS yearly card and go to the top 2 teams in the FCS Coaches Bowl of North Dakota State, South Dakota
I'd rather
State.
them go to that than go to Nashville, because
You'd rather lose out to because at least Nashville's an
gut,
SEC school.
but it's a gut punch, because this is Memphis's chance, and they go to Nashville. You know how Memphians feel about Nashville.
I know. We are the city of FedEx, which means we are the city of logistics. So I think logistically, maybe they can figure it out. Maybe I'm mislooking.
The thing we have going for us is the game is on ESPN or ESPN2. So it's on the family of networks. That's what we have going for us.
The problem is you could not have it. I mean, I guess you could, but attendance is such a hot button topic. You would not want an event downtown that goes until 11 a.m. with the kickoff at 11 a.m. and then figuring out how to get all of those people from Beale Street to the game who want to participate in both. And you wouldn't want to risk taking bodies out of seats at the game because they simply went to Beale Street and then decided to go into a bar and watch it on TV.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like this is
11
the most
a.m.
important.
kills. 11 a.m. hurts it so bad because then they'd have to be doing their picks. McAfee would have to do his pick from inside the stadium, and it's not the same.
And 11 a.m. for this game is a travesty.
Yeah, the Grizzlies play that night, so I mean, it's
travesty.
good for
It's fine
us
for
who get
us,
to go to
sure.
the game.
Selfishly,
The other one is Texas A&M LSU. Obviously, if LSU beats Vandy, but that's the thing. LSU Vandy, I think, is going to determine. I think LSU. But if Missouri can't beat Auburn, Missouri's going to have 2 losses. But they still may go to Nashville anyway for that, because they've never gone to Vandy. They've never gone to Vandy.
but they went to the Alabama Vandy game, so they've already had.
They've done Vandy, but they haven't done
I
Nashville.
know.
Also, they have not been to Baton Rouge, but dude, I don't care that LSU's 5-1. I've seen enough of that team. I don't need to watch them. I don't need to feature
They might
that
lose
LSU
this weekend,
team.
so they might take care.
They
of
could
that
lose to
themselves.
Vandy this weekend, yeah. But
But now
even
you're
if they
saying
even
that
if they
doesn't
don't,
actually
I
help
don't need to
because
see
then
any of the
that
LSU
situates
team.
Vandy to potentially host. Anyway, why do you think we care so much?
Because Memphis doesn't get many moments, and this is a moment, and we crushed it.
And Memphis doesn't get many moments to show itself in a really cool and positive light. And you're right. We crushed it the last time. And anyone who was here, at least publicly, talked about what a great time it was, what a great turnout it was. It also led into a really exciting game. In terms of games that matter, this game probably matters more than Memphis SMU did at that time. It's just, we're so desperate as a city. And I don't use desperate in a bad way, not an embarrassing way, just desperate for some sort of positive light to be shined down upon Memphis. And ESPN College Game Day might not have the luster. I actually think College Game Day is going to be just fine and continue in the lexicon of college football, thanks to Pat McAfee for a long time. It has new energy. It still matters. People still watch every week. People still show up on the campuses as of now. And it would just sure be nice if they would show a big American game that happens to be played in Memphis.
It would be very nice to see that.
Fingers.
I'm crossing my
all my
fingers too.
fingers.
It would be awesome to have it. But it appears if they do it, they would have to do it at Tiger Lane, and which would be a great showcase of Tiger Lane because Tiger Lane's
I
really
love
cool.
Tiger Lane. I
It
think
is.
Tiger Lane's
really.
underrated.
It is. It's really cool. It is. I was out there for the Arkansas game.
Me
Can you
too.
see the hole in the stadium from where they would probably have to set up in the
I
middle of
think
Tiger
you
Lane?
can.
That's a bad look. The hole in the stadium
But
doesn't
maybe-
look good. But you do away. But
Maybe
you
you
have
can
Ed's,
angle it correctly where you have the fountains in the background. The fountains are on.
and you also bring Ed Scott and Ryan Silverfield on. Silverfield may not be able to do it because it's 11 a.m. game, but you could bring Ed Scott on, our AD.
I
and
saw
he
Gary say that they should have Glorilla as the guest picker.
should
And that would
absolutely
be
have Glow.
incredible.
Glow would be amazing. Who
Yes.
else is more famous than Glow from Memphis right now? That
She's-
that could a young
the one right
audience,
now.
a young audience.
Yes.
It's her,
And she'd be
yeah.
great.
She would
Like,
be
she's
amazing.
such a personality.
She is.
Yeah, I vote.
Her and we need Glow and Pat McAfee.
Yes.
We need that.
That's the partnership we need.
That
That's
is.
the partnership we deserve. Pat McAfee, please vouch for Memphis. And Pat McAfee was here the last time Game Day was in Memphis.
Yeah.
And that was right in the early phases of him. I wouldn't call it a tryout per se, but they were sprinkling him in.
He was,
Game Day.
posted up
He had
at,
so much energy.
like-
He was a great
Yeah.
time. He took pictures with 1 billion fans. I remember
Yeah.
watching it. But we need him
Yeah.
because Pat McAfee is really important at ESPN. So
He's
Pat,
very important.
We're counting on you to push forward for Memphis so that you can do a guest picker segment with Glorilla.
Yeah.
That will do crazy numbers.
McAfee Glow or
Who's
Glow,
Nashville gonna get?
or Glow McAfee
Are you gonna get Jason Aldean?
2028. Glow
gonna get-
McAfee 2028.
The only person Nashville could get right now that would make it cool.
Morgan Wallen?
No.
'Cause
Nicole
he's not
Kidman,
cool.
fresh off her Keith Urban divorce.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman. Yeah.
That would be like top tier.
Morgan Wallen's not cool, right? I get he's like super. He's one of the most famous musicians in the world. He seems like a prick.
I mean,
I think by
you
all
said
accounts, he's a prick. Yeah.
flinging this IFB all over the place. All right, let's get into Monday Night Football action from last night. We had a doubleheader. First game, Falcons beat the Bills, and Bijan Robinson is a monster. He is a star, and I think Bijan Robinson might be the best player in football right now.
He is so fast. This run right here,
Crazy.
how he just did the little step, boom, hit the hole, and then up the sidelines right there. He doesn't even look like he's running that fast. He does look like he's running fast. He doesn't look like he's trying very hard to run that fast, and he just is.
He looks effortless with it. And you watch something like that play, it's Monday Night Football. You've been watching football all week. Thursday, Friday, we were all watching the South Florida, North Texas game. All day Saturday of college, all day Sunday. So you're a little football fatigued by the time you get to Monday night, and a Monday night doubleheader at that.
Yeah.
And then you see that 81-yard touchdown run, and you're electric. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe what I just watched.
Yeah.
He is incredible. The Falcons posted a video where it's that top camera angle from the top where it's looking down on him. And just seeing him as he's tiptoeing down the sideline, as he's breaking that last tackle, it's art.
Yeah.
Not to get emotional about it, but it's artistic watching
Sports can be
Bijan
art.
Robinson play. Career high, 25 touch, 238 total yard performance. Scored on that crazy play.
Almost as much as Rico Dowdle on Sunday against the Cowboys.
He said it was going to be a revenge game. You don't very often get to say this is a revenge game and then go off like Rico Dowdle.
It's a Rico Dowdle revenge game. That you don't get to say that often.
He looked like he was exerting a lot of energy to make it.
Did.
And to his credit, he did it successfully. But Raheem Morris last night called Bijan Robinson the best player in football. I think he's up in that territory.
He's got to do. I would still say Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, but you want to say the best non-quarterback?
Yeah.
If you say best non-quarterback, the best offensive player who's not a quarterback.
Best skill player, not quarterback.
Not quarterback, you would say Bijan Robinson. Absolutely.
It's Bijan.
Bijan, whatever.
Please respect the name.
Bijan B-Rob.
He has this ritual of watching tape from past great running backs before every game. And yesterday, his choice was Adrian Peterson's freshman season at Oklahoma. And I love the idea that he did that right after Texas beat Oklahoma in the Red River Shootout.
Yeah.
He's like, I can watch this respectfully now.
I
If
can
it had
watch
gone the
it
other
now,
way,
yeah.
would he have chosen AP's freshman season? I don't know.
He may not have.
I think we'll continue to grow in our assessment of B-Rob, as you call him, if the Falcons can keep winning. This is quite the turnaround from the team that lost 30-0 to the Panthers.
No,
2
it
weeks
is.
ago.
The Panthers have won 3 or 4 now. Maybe they have some juice, but
They beat the Falcons in that game. They beat the Dolphins, who are falling apart.
Yeah.
And they beat the Cowboys, who have zero defense.
Okay, so does that lead me to the other side to ask you, what do we think of the Bills? Because
I think they've lost their way.
go look, their offense has issues.
Why is James Cook not on the field every play?
Right. So their offense has issues because if you go look when they started 4-0, go look at who they beat.
Yeah.
They beat the Ravens, who don't have a defense. They beat the Dolphins, who don't have anything. They beat the Jets, who have less than what the Dolphins have. And they beat, who's the other team they beat that has no defense? Who did the Bills beat? I was just looking at that, who the Buffalo Bills beat.
I can't think of it.
It's 4 teams that have no defense. The Saints. Yeah, we go.
And then they lose to the Patriots, who have a defense. And
they lose to the Falcons, who
Falcons' defense was
the Falcons have
smothering last night.
The Falcons statistically have the best defense in the NFL. The Falcons are giving up the fewest amount of yards per game than any team in the league.
Wow.
Yeah, Falcons allowing only 253 yards per game. The Broncos are second, 254. But Falcons defense, Raheem Morris, they drafted the kid from Tennessee, they drafted the kid from Georgia. They drafted 2 SEC defensive players in the first round, the Falcons. I don't trust Penix, though. He threw some balls last night that I'm like,
But then he threw some nice ones, too. The second, it was great for them to get Bijan going early because then he was able to take some shots downfield. And Drake London got going, and that Drake London touchdown was nice. The stretch play almost had the one going into half where he stepped out of bounds. But but their offense just looked balanced. And that in comparison to the issues with the Bills, we always knew, or at least I knew going into this year, with Josh Allen not having the guy, he has a lot of good receiving options, but he doesn't have a clear number one target.
No, he doesn't.
Like it's Coleman, it's Shakir. Palmer got injured last night. That's where I just think your best weapon is
James Cook. Well, and they didn't. Kincaid wasn't there last night.
Exactly.
He was hurt. Yeah,
so
Dalton
there's
Kincaid.
a lot with that. And the second the Falcons were able to get pressure on Josh, he fell apart. He also, like, they stepped on his hand early.
Yeah.
He had that little bit of a hand issue going on. I mean, that was Josh Allen's worst game of the season.
No, it
Hands down.
absolutely was. And I think the thing you're seeing with that is, I think they're playing real defenses, and you're seeing the lack of the number one threat. You know, the lack of the number one receiver. Now, look, Josh Allen's amazing, and they will probably get this all figured out. I'm sure they will. The Falcons, I think, if the defense is real, and it appears to be real, then if you're Penix, you can't turn it over.
Right.
Like, you got to just give the ball to B-Rob.
Yes.
Get the ball to Drake London. You'll get Darnell Mooney back. Algier's a good. They have the Algier kid's good too.
Yes.
They got two backs right there.
That's the good football team prototype. Is your defense really good? Do you have a run game? If you're the quarterback, just don't turn it over.
Just don't turn it over.
And there's great importance in that. I mean, look,
Yeah.
the ceiling of the Broncos will rest on Bo Nix not turning the ball over.
Yeah.
They have one of the best defenses in the league. Can Bo Nix, and can they get the run game consistently going?
Yeah.
But can he not be dumb?
They have a Super Bowl defense, the Broncos do.
Yeah. We'll see. The Bills are in a
The Bills don't look as
interesting spot.
it's interesting. Yeah,
the
Bills
parity has taken over the NFL yesterday. I said yesterday the only thing I'm confident in, like saying with my chest in the NFL this season, is Baker Mayfield's putting together an MVP.
Baker Mayfield is
season.
putting together an MVP season. The team, I would say, I would also say, I was texting with a buddy about this, and I said, I don't think any team is awesome in the NFL this year. Now, some team could. There's some team that could still emerge. We're still early in the year. And
is it the Kansas City Chiefs?
It could be the Chiefs. These teams, because these teams don't practice in training camp, really. It's not traditional training camp, so they don't practice a ton. And so it can take like 6 weeks before you really start to see teams start to emerge. So that may happen now. But I would say, so there is not a team this year that is as good as the Eagles were last year. I don't think there's a team this year that is as good as the Lions were last year. That Lions team was awesome. They got ravaged by injury, and when they lost to the Commanders in the playoffs, they were down like 7 starters on defense in that game to injury. So, I don't think there's a team this year that's as good as the Eagles were last year or the Lions were last year.
Well,
that could change.
That gives runway to, can the Chicago Bears be good enough?
No.
In my household, we respect Caleb Williams and certainly have never given up on him and continue to believe in his abilities. First Bears quarterback with 5 straight 200-plus yard games that each included a touchdown to start a season ever.
Man, that's a Pro Football Reference
right
one.
It was on the little walk-off interview. His walk-off interview,
Somebody
not
plug
Moody's walk-off
that
interview.
one into the Pro Football
That was
Reference
a good one.
page. Yeah.
Did you know that no Bears quarterback has ever
just
before?
filtering the searches.
No, but okay, back to what we were just talking about. They finally got DeAndre Swift going, and what does it do? It opens everything up for Caleb Williams. DeAndre Swift was awesome.
He
last
was.
night.
DeAndre Swift was awesome.
Like 175 yards, touchdown. He was so good.
Oh, no, that's what you realize, like the key, like you're talking Ben Johnson team, like that's the key with the Lions. Like Dolph is, like, because they have Jahmyr Gibbs and David
He's the
Montgomery,
perfect
like
example.
they got 2 running backs that are awesome that you have to pay attention to. So for the Bears, look, that could be a win that makes them believe. Once a team starts believing, anything's possible.
They're 3-2.
I don't
think
see
they should
DeAndre
believe?
Swift being able to do this regularly.
Well, they've won back-to-back games on last moment field goals.
They have beaten the Raiders, the Cowboys. The Raiders and the Cowboys.
Those are games that they would have lost traditionally, and you want to know the difference? They have the Pope.
Oh, they have the Pope?
They have the Pope now.
They have the Pope?
You can't make it, like, super obvious.
Yeah.
That would be a scandal. But the Pope might be giving them a little extra candle every day out there in the Vatican.
Yeah.
Just like, one more stop
Give
for
him
my
an
Chicago
extra
Bears.
candle. An extra candle. The
one
Chicago
more
Bears
thought.
candle from the Pope.
Yeah, we'll see. What if
I will say, that would be super cool if the Bears ever make the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you know how much security would have to be there for
and
the
the
Pope?
Pope game?
and the Pope came to the Super Bowl.
The Pope would have
wants
more
to come.
security than the president.
Yes.
What if they had a Super Bowl viewing party at the Vatican?
That would be hilarious.
They had that great concert.
Who did they have? Who played the Vatican? They did have a concert at the Vatican.
Why can't I think of it? It was really cool. Oh my God, why can't I think of it?
Here, well, we can hear concert at the Vatican.
Thanks. Look up concert at the
Like
Vatican.
you can easily Google search that.
I know, but they keep showing people that I'm
the
not.
Grace for the World concert in
Yeah.
Vatican City.
Yeah. Who was the headliner for that beautiful?
Okay, here we go.
It was actually a
Performers.
really, really cool concert.
Oh yeah, it's Clips performed.
Yes, that's right. And I think Pharrell performed.
Yeah, Andrea Bocelli.
Jelly Roll performed. Did Post Malone perform?
Probably. Post Malone
Maybe.
performs at everything.
Anyway, if they can do that, they can show if the Bears make it to the Super Bowl, that is a holy event.
Oh yeah, we've got Pharrell, Maestro, Andrea Bocelli, Jelly Roll, John Legend, Jennifer
Yeah.
Hudson, Carol G, Clips, Bam Bam, Teddy Swims.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about
about
that
it?
Super Bowl viewing party at the Vatican?
Who says no?
Let's go. I mean, I'd rather go to that than the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
They'd have to. I wonder how many people are allowed into the Vatican at one time. I was just at the Vatican. It's a pretty cool spot.
Pretty cool?
I got to admit. I'm
Pretty
not
cool?
I'm not a practicing Catholic, but it was pretty cool going to the Vatican.
Look, you may be onto something with the Bears, though.
You're welcome.
They could beat the Saints. They'll be 4-2.
Okay.
At the Ravens. Lamar will be back probably by then, but their defense, sucks.
won't.
Their defense sucks. At the
Bengals.
Bengals. Giants
Joe
at home.
Flacco
You can beat the
revivalist.
Giants at home. Am I about to say the Bears 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Are they about to run off like 7 games in a row?
Maybe.
That'd be crazy. At the Vikings, that's tougher. Steelers are tougher. Eagles, Packers, like they got to run where they get tough games. Yeah. So, just one game at a time for the Bears.
One game at a time.
Yeah, you know how many times Bears fans have probably gotten ahead of themselves and then they end up with a 5-win season. So,
Yeah. Don't worry.
but yeah,
Pope.
no, the Bears are over 500. Good for
Bob
them.
the Pope.
Yeah,
Got him in his prayers.
yeah, extra candle, Bears candle.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. Titans fired Brian Callahan. Unsurprisingly, I would say. What that means for the Titans moving forward. MLB playoff action last night was wild. We'll also do some TV Tuesday. What we're watching, get into the rest of our Tuesday when we come back.
I had dinner last night with Grizzlies head coach Tomas Isolo, and that was a pleasant experience. It is not hard to understand how a franchise could fall in love with the idea of him running the basketball team. If there would have been a camera on our conversation last night and I could just replay it for you, you would walk away incredibly impressed.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
That boy is mine.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com. Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Jaron Jackson has a message for y'all. Jaron, say it now.
What?
It's the best show in the world.
Yeah, Trip. When I showed up at the event last night, he goes, "You got the biggest show in the world." And I said, "No, I really don't." And he goes, "To me, you do. I see you every day." I asked him why he doesn't just walk up here, and he's like, "Because I don't want you to be able to prepare." I was like, "All right."
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back. The Tennessee Titans fired Brian Callahan yesterday. Another one bites the dust in Tennessee.
Boom, boom, boom.
Another one bites the dust. Boom, boom, boom. Will it ever end with the Titans? Because now they've fired 2 head coaches and 2 general managers.
In like 2 years.
In 2 years.
Um,
if you don't
I'm sure you will talk to Teresa Walker more about this.
I can't wait to talk to Teresa about
Okay,
it.
so because this is the poster of not a stable franchise when you have a coach who everybody hated even after his first season, and everybody's like, yo, this guy's on the hot seat. So what do? You allow him to draft and coach your first-round pick franchise quarterback, the guy who you want to be your franchise quarterback, for 6 games, and then you fire him. That makes no sense.
I think there was a continued belief when it comes to Brian Callahan.
What do you think cost him his job?
How
ultimately?
bad the Titans' offense is.
Okay.
The Titans' offense has, I think I read 83 points through 6 games, and that's the lowest amount of points since like 1985. So that's a 40-year period where you are putting an offense on the field every week that cannot score. Your play calling is terrible, and you eventually get to this point where you don't want to ruin Cam Ward, right? But I take your argument of, well, couldn't you have seen that coming into this season? So why wouldn't you have started fresh with somebody?
And they did the same thing with, like, okay. I think the other thing, how many good players do the Titans have?
Jeffrey Simmons.
They have one awesome player in Jeffrey Simmons. Like, he's awesome. And then they have, like, maybe, I don't know. We'd have to ask Bennett. He knows more about the Titans players than I do. Jeffrey Simmons is awesome. Jeffrey Simmons is one of the best defensive linemen in the league.
Yes.
Like, if you're picking defensive linemen, he's defensive tackles.
Who did Jacob say? Jacob's saying 3. Okay, who are your 3?
Who are your 3?
Peter Skronsky, Jeff Simmons, and Armani Hooker.
It's when they lost to the Raiders, coming off that win against the Cardinals, and Jeffrey Simmons stands up there in the locker room and says, coming off that win, we had our worst week of practice we've had all year. Said that. Like, said
I think it was when
we had a horrible week of practice. It's like, how do you win and then you have a bad week?
Who was it from the Colts who said, we knew going into the game that the way that they were approaching, like, warm-ups, that they didn't care?
Yeah.
Cannot remember who said it. Maybe it was Michael Pittman. It's like, oh, that's a bad look.
What if it was Anthony Richardson saying
and
that's even that's an even worse look?
But there's this element to coaches, and listen, I'm going to extend this out to Joe Brady, who a lot of people will evaluate as, one of the potential options. When you have a generational quarterback and generational receivers for some part of your coaching process, as Brady did at LSU and as Callahan did in that season the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, you can do a lot with your offense, and you can flex it to a point where it pads your resume as a coach. And the Titans don't have those options. That Jamar Chase isn't walking through the door. At this point, T. Higgins, I say this all the time. T. Higgins is a top 15 receiver in the league, and he's wide receiver 2 for that Bengals team. Like, that's absurd.
Yeah.
So
George Pickens is another one who's like he's a wide receiver 1, but he's in a wide receiver 2 spot with the Cowboys.
Yes.
Well, he's kind of 1 now with Lamb's injury, but
look how it allows, even when Lamb goes out, for Dak to still And that goes
Dak
back to our
been
Josh
awesome.
Allen conversation. Like, if you have the guy,
why didn't the Bills go get George
accessible.
Pickens?
Yeah, seriously.
Like, why didn't the Bills get George Pickens? Cam Ward now. I saw Adam Schefter tweet this. Early NFL note. Cam Ward, the 4th straight quarterback drafted number 1 overall who has had their coach has been fired during the rookie season.
Trevor Lawrence,
Urban
Young,
Meyer, Bryce Young, Frank Reich was fired during his rookie year. And Caleb Williams, Eberflus. Or as the troll goat, Skip Bayless calls him, Eber fraud.
Eber fraud.
Yeah.
Does that say something to you?
I think
bad
it's
teams
deeper,
who are in a position to get the number 1 pick.
It is deeper than coaching with a lot of the bad teams.
I agree.
It's deeper than coaching.
It's an organizational.
It's an organizational thing.
issue.
I thought, you know what? I have been thinking about this lately, and I know Liam Cohen has been very good in Jacksonville so far, and he did good things with Baker Mayfield. I have thought though, Lawrence. I still watch Lawrence, and I'm like, I sit there and I look at him, and this is where with my team, and I was like, Kyle Shanahan would make him MVP of the league. He would make Trevor Lawrence the MVP of the league.
But there are so few coaches like that.
Look at what he's done with Mac Jones in 4 weeks. Mac Jones looks like a real NFL quarterback now.
Oh, I firmly believe that we were talking during the break that somehow the Niners are favored over the Falcons.
Right.
And so much goes into the play of, Kyle Shanahan can make it work.
Yeah, he could be a wizard.
Kyle Shanahan
he can
figure
out how to
something
make
up
it
and
work.
figure it out. His quarterback could be Adrian
Martinez, right.
And he'd still figure something out. Like, you believe
It's
that.
possible.
But there are so few coaches.
But there are so few
it's
coaches
him,
that do.
It's McVay.
But to the larger point of these teams are drafting number 1 for a reason. It's not just because they're bad on the field.
Right.
They're bad off the field too. Collectively, there's a higher up look in the suites, and there's issues up there too. Like, you know who you don't ever have these you know who never picks at the top of the draft, like, ever? The Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Like, ever. You never hear about organizational instability in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Ever.
Jacob, who do you want to be the coach? Mike McCarthy.
Just because he's a real NFL coach? Yeah, you need somebody that's going to come in and
I don't disagree with
just
that.
stabilize it. Just like, hey, there's going to be you know what? You know what he's like? A little bit of a JB Bickerstaff.
Okay.
Like, we're going to bring you in, and JB Bickerstaff comes in. He did it to Cleveland and turned them around. He's done it to Detroit too.
Yeah.
And he comes in, he's like, okay, these teams have just been god-awful. Okay, we're going to have a certain set of standards here. These are non-negotiable. This is a non-negotiable. This is non-negotiable. This is non-negotiable. We are going to establish that now. Mike McCarthy could do that.
Yeah.
Just say, these are certain things we're going to do.
It's a veteran coach who
we're
has
going
dealt
to
with the inner workings of a football team, like the organizational inner workings, and then also knows how to transfer that into how you actually coach the team.
Right.
And how you manage personnel on a team.
Right.
And you don't want to ruin a young, promising quarterback, because I've seen a lot of people say, Cam Ward stinks. So yeah, of course he stinks.
I think he's built for it. I think Cam's built for it.
So do I.
He's got the mindset that he's not going to let this. Like, this dude quarterbacked at Incarnate Word in Washington State.
Yeah.
Like, he's
I think
played
he's
with
built
bad.
For it, but I also think right now the
teams.
Titans are built to destroy.
They are.
So you have to fight against that in both ways. So we'll see how that ultimately goes. Have you watched any of the Major League Baseball playoffs?
I watched. What did I watch? Yes, I have. I watched some of the.
Fan now.
I watched some of the. I saw a little bit of Yankees Blue Jays. I know the Blue Jays won that series. I saw a little bit of that Tigers-Mariners game the other night. Boo, Seattle. Yeah, I just boo Seattle.
Boo
now.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Wait. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, I like the big dumper, but I was
Why
going
don't you
for
like Seattle?
I was going for the Tigers. Shout out 8 Mile.
Is this a Seattle issue?
Yeah, it's a Seattle issue.
Why?
My hate for the Seahawks has now gone to the whole city.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pro Seattle.
Yeah, I know.
Pro Mariners.
It rains there.
Let's go Mariners.
It rains there.
I'm part of a family group chat
Yeah.
now. Just one more group chat.
King
but I'm
Griffey Jr.
honored to
ain't
be a
walking
part of
through
it.
that door. I hate the Dodgers too, though.
Oh, I hate
like,
the
I don't-
Dodgers.
Yeah.
I would love a Mariners Brewers World Series.
Major League Baseball would not.
Probably. The Mariners are a good enough story.
Maybe.
Mariners Dodgers would be
Yeah.
great in
Yeah.
terms of storyline purposes. The Mariners put up 10 runs last night. Any thought that they'd have fatigue from going 15 innings on Friday night? They're now up 2-0.
Oh, they're up 2-0 now on the Blue Jays.
And they get to go
Wow.
home. That's a crazy place
Maybe
to
a
be.
team of destiny.
It's Team of Destiny.
Might be a team of destiny. I believe in that crap.
So do I. I
I
called
do.
it a few weeks ago, or whenever Big Dumper hit his 61st home run into the hands of the guy who was wearing the 61 Dump Here shirt.
Yeah.
That's destiny stuff.
That's destiny.
That doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
That's the winds of destiny on
Yeah.
your side. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think this is
It's
their time.
that's the they used to say the DVD. But nobody does DVDs anymore. It's the Netflix the 5-episode series.
Yeah.
Or it's the Amazon Prime 5-episode series. Yeah.
From
Docuseries.
From a Grizzlies standpoint, I think it's always encouraging to root for the team that's never been there.
Yeah.
The Mariners are the only team who's never been to the World Series. It has to happen eventually. If you're the Grizzlies, you're hopeful that. How many are left who haven't been to the finals?
NBA.
NBA.
I mean a lot.
No, I don't think it's that.
There's more than you think. Okay, let's see here. Well, every team in the Atlantic Division has. The Clippers
It's only
have the Clippers.
5.
The Clippers haven't been to the finals, have they?
It's only 5.
All right. The Kings,
I don't trust the AI.
the Hornets. Yeah, don't trust AI.
No, it's
the
11.
Kings, the Hornets.
Oh, no, wait,
yeah.
No, wait. No, that's have not won a title. So we're not talking about that. Yeah, it's only 5 who haven't been to the finals.
Kings, Hornets, Grizzlies,
Pelicans, Timberwolves.
Timberwolves.
Who makes it first of that group?
That haven't been to the finals?
Yeah.
When did the Timberwolves? Oh, yeah, you said the
No, that
Timberwolves.
haven't
yeah,
been
yeah,
to the finals.
The Timberwolves. Damn, you're right. Yeah, a lot of these teams have been to the finals.
See? If you get through all the Major League Baseball teams, then the gods
All right, who
of
did
fate
you
will
say?
transfer to
Grizzlies,
the
Pelicans,
NBA.
Kings.
Clippers, Hornets. Not Kings. Hornets, Clippers, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Timberwolves.
Hornets, Clippers, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Timberwolves. Who's got the best chance of doing that this year? Timberwolves?
Timberwolves.
Yeah. I mean, they've been to the West Finals the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And Anthony Edwards is awesome.
Yes.
Anthony Edwards or Wemby?
Wemby.
Did I ask you this? Did we ask you
No.
on this on the show? Okay.
No, you did not.
Because they're right next to each other in NBA rank. I'm Team Ant.
Your Team Ant?
I'm Team Ant.
What a shot.
He's done it before.
Fine.
Wemby's got to play.
Wemby's a freak.
He is.
But yes, I don't disagree with
So far,
the
he's a
notion
freak
of-
who hadn't played, and when he does, the team still doesn't win. So, like, how much are you impacting winning?
Did you see the highlights from last night?
Yeah, poor Jay Huff. That Chris sent that to us. That's yeah, that's alien stuff right there.
It's not real.
No, that's crazy.
And maybe he
That's like what parents
decides
do
to
to their
go be a
kids on the
monk. I don't
6-foot
know.
goal.
Yes.
Which is yeah.
Saw someone say, like, how much effort is being exerted to stop Victor Wembanyama in the preseason versus what you would see in a regular season game? And I guess until we see that,
it could be
that's
true.
a fair
Yeah, that's fair.
question, but he looks unstoppable at the moment.
He does. He looks unstoppable.
In the other game last night, the Brewers pulled off one of the wildest double plays that we've ever seen. We can't show it because we can't show Major League Baseball highlights.
Why
on
can't
these
you show
shows.
baseball highlights? I thought we have shown that before.
I don't think for the playoffs. Oh, can we? Yeah, regular season's fine. I don't mess around with the playoffs outside of the NBA. It always
Yeah.
freaks me out. It takes me back to my old local news days where they would threaten our
Express.
paychecks.
You need express written consent.
But that was crazy. Like Max Muncy for the Dodgers hit what looked like it was going to be a home run, bounced off the Brewers center fielder's glove into the wall, back into the glove. Nice little like relay throwback. They end up throwing the guy out at home, who started at third. So the rapidity at which that all happened was like boom, boom, boom. It was one of those I've never seen a play like that moments.
Yeah,
and those are so fun. Like I said, I'm back in my baseball bag.
Yeah,
I was hypnotized by the ball of the base. America's
so because he
pastime.
didn't touch the ball or the ball didn't hit the ground, it was or he didn't catch it. It was a force out at home.
Yeah.
And he did. That was a hell of a throw.
It was. It was awesome.
Yeah, shout out to the Brew Crew. I was rooting for the Cubs. I saw some of the Cubs. I did see some of the Cubs when they played the Brewers. I saw some of the games. This is why the Cubs. No, this is why
the Pope is doing all his work on the Bears because he let the Cubs fall to the wayside.
No. This is why we need. I'm dead serious. This is why baseball is, to me, playoff baseball is better. I hate the Red Sox, but I get why that they matter. But why, to me, baseball is better with the Red Sox and the Cubs in the play. It's the stadiums. It's
You're
the
gonna
stadiums.
leave the Yankees out?
New Yankee Stadium's not the same as old Yankee Stadium.
It's still a nice
but
stadium.
it still is. It's
still an iconic stadium.
It's still an iconic stadium. Yeah, because I like the Yankees.
Are you concerned?
But I do. There's nothing that looks better than Wrigley Field.
I agree.
There's nothing better than Wrigley Field.
I also think Dodger Stadium is a beautiful stadium.
Chavez Ravine.
Yes.
I don't know. It looks kind of old.
You get the palm trees. So I think old is okay. Oh,
Old's
don't get me
fine.
started. This
San Francisco, the Giants have a great
yes,
stadium.
Giants have a great stadium.
It looks
Coors
cool.
Field in Denver is a great stadium.
But the Brewer Stadium looks like crap.
We are obsessed
The Blue Jay Stadium looks like crap.
Okay, fine. If you don't have iconic,
I don't care about the
imagery with
Mariners
it, get rid of
Stadium. It looks pooey
no,
too.
Safeco's beautiful too.
Oh, Safeco is
stop.
for me to poop on.
I don't even know if it's still Safeco.
Lameco.
They are now.
Yeah.
I think we have a stadium problem in the United States of America. We do not allow stadiums to age. We tear them down and then we build something new, and we're never going to have antiquity in this country.
No, I'm with you on that.
Like when I visited the Coliseum this summer, like the thought of the history that place that you were standing in, and now here, every NFL stadium is about to look exactly the same.
I know. I'm with you. I hear you on this. I hear you on this.
We have no beauty.
Because I hate the fact that they are really going to like not use Soldier Field.
Yes.
They're going to build a brand new dome stadium in Chicago, and it's all for freaking bloody money. But like
bloody money.
The Bears need to play at Soldier Field outdoors. That needs to happen. Sure. That has to happen. The Bears need to play outside. Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you. We are losing. But not everything needs to be antique. Like, if you see some of the architecture.
Fine, but some of it has to be.
No, but like, look at some of the architecture in like China.
Oh, yeah.
And compare it to here. We need to modernize some stuff.
China, Japan.
Yeah, we need to modernize.
They're lapping us.
Yeah, we need to modernize
some train?
stuff. Yeah.
Like, I'd love the train before we focus on the buildings.
Yes.
But our infrastructure in general tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
All right, let's do a little TV Tuesday before we get in the rest. I love television. You have started a show that I love, so I want your early takes on Task. I am caught up on Task. We are in real time through 6 episodes. 1 episode remains.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it greatly.
No, I am too. It's got Wendy's crazy bipolar brother from Ozark in it. Stars him. I can't remember that guy's name. But that's who he is. Yeah, Wendy's crazy bipolar brother in Ozark.
His name's Tom something.
Yeah.
Tom Pelfrey.
Okay. Yeah, it's Wendy's crazy bipolar brother from Ozark. Yeah, I don't care what his name is. That's all he is to me. But to me, I texted our mutual friend Randall. I texted Randall and I said, "This is The Town meets Ozark." That's what I feel when I watch this. The movie The Town meets Ozark. That's what I feel like this is.
Did you watch Mayor of Easttown?
No.
You can throw that in because they have the same, wherever they are outside Philly. It's the specific accent that is used.
But it's great. I mean, it's my kind of show, so suspenseful.
As hell.
Yeah. So
we were watching episode 5.
I'm only through 2 episodes.
I know. So. No spoilers. But I thought episode 5 was one of the best episodes of TV I've watched this year. And Chris and I had to watch it separately because we were dog sitting at different houses. And we both texted each other at almost the exact same time. And we're like, this episode is so intense.
Okay. I'm going to get through it.
It's so intense. The acting is good. So far, I think how they ultimately land the plane of it all, they landed it quite a bit in episode 6. Like, you know how we get in that trend of like the penultimate episode ends up being one of the most consequential episodes? So episode 6 answers a lot of questions, but there's still a lot to be answered in episode 7.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious how long that episode is, if you feel fulfilled with everything, but along the way, it is a journey and some nice little twists and turns that are, I would say, pretty unexpected. Like, I did not guess the twists that
That's good.
come
That's always
through.
good when you can't guess them.
And I love any show that goes the route of this person is doing bad things, but we're going to show you reasons why you're not going to jump to the conclusion that they are definitively a bad person.
Right.
Like, that's one of my favorite television explorations or character explorations. Like, sure, you should be rooting for the task force to stop the bad guys doing the crimes.
Right.
But you find yourself rooting for the bad guys doing the crimes because you know their backstory. And you're also rooting for the task force because they're trying to do their job.
This is The Town meets Ozark. This really is. Like, you end up rooting for Ben Affleck. You end up rooting for Jason Bateman and them. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Are you watching anything else good?
No. I'm ready for
Nothing
season
else.
2 of The Pit. That comes out.
Can't wait. I
next-
did think them putting Task out right now was a little intriguing from an award standpoint. I know HBO didn't have a Sunday night show, and they run on their Sunday night show, so maybe just schedule-wise.
Yeah.
But like, I would assume The Pit season 2. The Pit season 1 swept most categories at the Emmys this year. So there's some really good acting performances on Task that might get left in the dust just because all of our attention cycles back
So
onto The Pit.
is season 1 of The Pit going to be nominated for a bunch of Golden Globes?
When are the Globes? I always lose track of the...
I don't know. When are the Oscars?
Yeah. The Oscars are in February, March usually.
Okay, so the Golden Globes should be January
Before.
then,
So
right?
yes, they will. Because the Emmys would have been the first wave of award done for them. And they won a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
I started Chad Powers, the Glenn Powell
The Eli
football
Manning thing?
show.
January 5th.
Can
Oh,
I
no,
be
no, no, that was
honest?
last year. January 11th, 2026, Golden Globes.
It's kind of got me hooked. It's not great, but it's entertaining, and I've laughed out loud multiple times, and Glenn Powell's pretty good in it. Glenn Powell, I still believe that Glenn Powell can have a, like, capital A actor arc if he takes the right roles in this, like, next period of his life, and certainly Chad Powers is not one of those.
Yeah, right.
He's really good, and he has good comedic chops.
Yeah.
He's funny in it. The notion of like a disgraced football player who drops the ball. The timing of me starting the show was perfect with the DeMarcado goal line drop in the game, because that's the premise of the show, is a star quarterback who drops the ball at the Rose Bowl, and they're going to win a national championship being played at the Rose Bowl. I think it's at the Rose Bowl. And then he loses the game, and he just becomes a total a-hole and is known as like an untouchable in the football world. So he has to dress up as Chad Powers and try to play at this school in the South and have no background. It's a good show.
Okay.
It's
What is this on?
It's on Hulu? Question mark? It's got to be Hulu because there's been a ton of
I don't have
ESPN,
Hulu.
Disney crossover. You don't have the bundle?
No, I did, and I just didn't. I let it expire
Mm.
because
I have
I
the bundle.
figured I don't watch I don't watch Disney Plus. I
So
realize
you will not be watching the 6-part Eras Tour documentary. Your girlfriend doesn't want to watch the 6-part Eras Tour documentary?
Yes, I'm gonna have to watch.
Get that bundle back.
Yeah.
Get that bundle back.
I don't have ESPN Plus. I let that all expire because I realized the only reason I watched ESPN Plus was for Tiger basketball games.
Oh.
I do that. I've kind of gotten good about that. I'm like, once
proud
that's
of you.
over, I let it expire
I'm
and I
proud
don't
of
pay
you.
for it, and I'll pay
And then
for it
you'll
when
bring
I
it
need to.
back.
I've done that with a couple other
I've
things
tried
too.
to do that.
I've done it with a couple other things too, where I've been able to pause my membership for things. I'm like,
And only
I'll
bring it
pick
back
that-
if there's something that you need to watch.
Yep.
Not a bad idea.
Because otherwise, it's just like, man, you just get all these notifications. It's like you're charged for $25 for this service will go through on this day, and I'm like, why does this spending way too much money on this crap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are spending way too much money
Yeah.
on all of those.
I did. I will tell you another one. NBA League Pass. I
Yeah.
finally quit buying it because I was like, okay, like I'm not home enough, like to watch a lot of games. So I just watch the games that are on national television at nighttime. I watch the Grizzlies games. I watch the Grizzlies road games. But even on a lot of those, like I've got hustle games, so I'm not going to be home that night to watch a game. Like I'm spending so much money on it, and I'm not home to watch it.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah.
But you have to get Disney Plus so that
I
Your
can watch
girlfriend
the
can watch
Eras.
The 6-part Eras Tour.
I know. She
docuseries.
sent it to me like 3
And the
times
Eras
already.
Tour final show, I actually like that. I like that fans will have an opportunity to watch the Eras Tour if they were not able to go themselves. And I'll probably watch it out of a curiosity's sake. I'm like interested enough to watch this tour that people were so gung-ho about and spent a ton of money to go see. And I have friends who saw it in multiple cities. So I'll watch it. Absolutely. I probably won't watch the full 6-part docuseries.
Yeah.
Unless Travis Kelce pops up in it. And then I find their relationship fascinating. So I'd be willing to watch some more of it.
What is most fascinating about their relationship to you?
How do I say this? I don't want to sound naive.
You think he's a...
What?
Okay, no, go ahead.
No, I think they're genuinely in a like really beautiful relationship.
Yeah,
and I
do
cannot
too.
say that it will last forever. I don't know if that's the
'Cause
case.
who
They're in
knows,
really
but-
difficult. They're in a really difficult vacuum of existence, and where a relationship like theirs is under such a microscope of people so desperate to find out anything about it. But anytime I see the two of them just talking together, like on that episode of the New Heights podcast, I had infinite respect because they just seemed really in tune with each other, and I think that's very, very cool.
I think they are both what each other has always wanted.
Yes.
Deep down.
Yes.
She has always wanted, she's been the nerdy girl who wanted the big athlete.
Yes.
To, yeah. and
to like, there's like a protection element
Yeah.
to it, and she's a very strong, powerful, capital B billionaire, but she puts herself in a very vulnerable space of her entire existence, and to have somebody who like rides and dies for her and also brings his own clout into the relationship, I think is really important. To have someone outside of the artistic space where they're never going to be jealous of one another's business success. Like when she was dating people in the industry, I feel like that can create a headbutting of sorts because like, without fail, she is always going to be more important, more powerful. But now she's never going to try to play football, and Travis Kelce's never going to try to, be a pop star.
Well, let's hope not.
He's tried the acting thing and it hasn't gone particularly well.
He could end up doing that. I thought he was good in Happy Gilmore too. I thought he was funny.
He was on that Ryan Murphy show. He was so bad.
No.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Like, live your dreams, give it a try. But no,
I thought he would end up being like
love.
in like the Expendables or something like that, like action movies.
Yeah.
Like
He
over the top,
maybe
like
could do that.
over the top action movies.
Like a big character.
Which need to come back, by the way. We need ridiculous over the top action movies.
I agree.
Since
Naked Gun 2.
Yeah, since we're bringing back
I loved Naked Gun 2 because I missed I miss the over-the-top action movies with comedy that are like comedy focused. Because they're just fun.
Since
They're
we're bringing
stupid.
back the 90s
Okay.
and making the world a better place, we do need to bring back the over-the-top action.
Okay.
Over-the-top action movie. Like a Last Action Hero. Commando, that's the
Starring
80s. But
Travis Kelce.
yeah. Do a remake of Last Action Hero starring Travis Kelce. So, I think this is how my girlfriend has told me. She said this is how she explains the relationship about kind of like each one of their dynamics. She's like, this new album. She goes, Taylor finally made an album that Travis can understand. That's kind of how it's been put, the relationship.
But I like this notion that she has pulled out like the intellect in him. Like he has always wanted to be more. I don't know. She made this we talked about it on the show yesterday, but she claims that his favorite director is Greta Gerwig. And just the idea that Travis Kelce at any point in his life has expressed that Greta Gerwig is his favorite director.
I don't even know who that is.
So she did the Barbie movie, but she did Little Women. She did Frances Ha. She did
Barbie movie's funny.
Lady Bird.
Okay, Lady Bird. I thought the Barbie movie was really funny.
So did I.
Yeah.
I genuinely enjoyed the Barbie movie. And I like Greta Gerwig a lot. But it's just funny that Travis Kelce would, you don't think of him because just naturally you think of him as this jock who, why would he have an opinion on a woman director being his favorite director who has that like library of films?
Yeah.
But even some of the stuff they said during that interview, like him using bigger words and stuff like that, I don't know.
I thought he would have said his favorite director is like Michael Bay.
Yeah. Or such a like standard man answer would say Christopher Nolan if you wanted to be kind
Scorsese.
of Yeah.
Right.
Pretend like not pretend, but if you actually genuinely like movies and you want to throw out an easy, always digestible option, Scorsese,
Right.
Nolan,
Yeah.
Bay, if you want to throw in some action
Michael
stuff.
Bay.
Michael Bay. Yeah, I just enjoy their interactions.
Put him in
so
another. Put Travis Kelce in a Transformers movie.
Do it.
Yeah, he could be a copy machine that transforms.
You all don't get that joke.
You don't
because
get
you
that
missed
joke.
The first 30 minutes of conversation. between me
Basically,
and Rosa
Jessica and
today.
I don't know how to use copy machines because they're way too big and
Way too
intimidating
big,
now.
way too
They look
scary.
like Transformers.
Way too scary. All right, that'll do it for today's show. Thanks for joining us on a later than usual edition. Rosa will be back tomorrow. We will get
No,
into...
Bennett's tomorrow. I'm Thursday and Friday.
Oh.
Bennett's back tomorrow.
Bennett will be back tomorrow.
Yeah. You'll be on the Chris Vernon show tomorrow.
I'll be on the Chris Vernon show tomorrow. We're just all bopping all over
Yeah.
the place these days. We'll be back. D'Angelo Williams will join us tomorrow as he does every Wednesday. What do we have on tonight? Anything? Baseball. Dodgers, Brewers.
Maybe I'll watch Task.
You should watch Task. We absolutely have a college football game on. It's what a slate on
Is
a
it
Tuesday.
Maction?
It's
Or Fun Belt?
Conference USA and Fun Belt. We have New Mexico State Liberty. We have Arkansas State South Alabama and Florida International Western Kentucky.
The Florida International House of Pancakes.
That's the one.
The Fighting Butch Joneses.
That's the one. We'll be back. It'll be a Grizzlies game day. We'll see you all then. Have a great day. Bye.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
The boy is mine.
Jeff Dunham, artificial intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at natebargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Let's go, Grizz, let's go! Oh, John Moran just broke the rim with that finish. Defense, take that ball! Defense, take that ball! So on Jared with a rejection. Give me that! Moran digs at it, knocks it away. Picked up by Pippen. Bob, Brendan Clark. Ooh, on that rim!
Jaren Jackson has a message for y'all. Jaren, say it now.
What?
It's the best show in the world.
Yeah, Trip. When I showed up at the event last night, he goes, "You got the biggest show in the world." And I said, "No, I really don't." And he goes, "To me, you do. I see you every day." I asked him why he doesn't just walk up here, and he's like, "Because I don't want you to be able to prepare." I was like, "All right."
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I had dinner last night with Grizzlies head coach Tomas Isolo, and that was a pleasant experience. It is not hard to understand how a franchise could fall in love with the idea of him running the basketball team. If there would have been a camera on our conversation last night and I could just replay it for you, you would walk away incredibly impressed.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.